And I know Arsenal went undefeated, but that one season where United won the treble, that's probably the best team I've seen in the EPL. That team that won the treble. So, um,
What?
what? That team was incredible. I don't like United either. I don't like Ferguson. I don't like United, but I'm not going to sit here and say that that team wasn't very special. It was, and part of the reason why you hated United is because they were that good.
Okay, so we're gonna get off on a tangent, but are they that good because of the you're talking about because of the trophies that they hauled in?
Well, they were a dominant team. They won everything.
Yeah, but Arsenal was just as dominant. They just didn't win the trophies. And I would
Oh,
argue,
yeah,
and I would argue that the
that's a
team.
that's a problem.
No,
That's a
no, no,
problem.
no. I got you. But I would argue that the team that went undefeated, right? Because I believe the year prior to going undefeated, you guys maybe lost one or two games. So
'93 season, maybe more than that.
the season prior, like you barely lost. That's what gave Wagner the confidence to say Arsenal can go undefeated. And the man, big props, respect. The man said this before the season even started. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that was a target that he had. That was what he saw in the talent around him. Um, and then I don't know, man. I just have maybe it's just my hatred of Man U. Why I just say that that was the best EPL team. I give them their ratings for the trophies collected.
It was the best team.
All right, all right.
But
Um,
it's how tough is it to win Champions League and the EPL in the same season? Nobody does that.
no, it is tough. It is tough, but I put the Champions League as something separate to EPL ratings.
Oh, you're just looking at EPL?
Like if like Premier Team, best EPL team. I don't say, oh, you accomplished this in the Champions League, therefore you get better ratings for what you did in the English league. They're separate because there's
Mm.
and we not to say that we're the same as Man U and Arsenal, but we know what the luck of the draw and who you have to face with regards to a tournament format is. So so a lot of things can go the right way. Yes, you still need to win that final, come home with a trophy. Not taking anything away from that, but I don't overlap the two. And a lot of you may say, of course you're not going to overlap the two. You're a City fan. You've never won the trophy. But it's the way I look at it. They're two separate pursuits because you're obviously you have the luck of
If
the
you were
draw.
to, if City was to win the FA Cup, Champions League, and the Premier League, you would say it was the best season by an EPL team ever. Yeah, you would say that.
I would say it was the best season, but I wouldn't qualify that for them to be the best team
So if they win
ever.
Champions League, the league, and the FA Cup. You're not going to say they're the best team in the EPL.
No, yes, but not ever.
Oh,
Like the because again, and this is the thing. I give maybe I overdo it, but I give Arsenal viewers. I know we're off on a tangent. We're not sticking to the topics, but this is what we do. We're talking football. I give the Invincibles so much props, and I I probably wrongfully weigh it so much heavier than a double winning EPL team because
well, okay.
because when you're and we've seen it before when you're on the verge of doing something that's never been done, the haters come out in full force. So it's not only that Arsenal were pursuing an undefeated season, you also had rival teams, no matter where they were in the standings, giving them their absolute best game and playing some of the worst football possible to like prevent themselves from being scored on and trying to catch a counter or catch a set piece to try to default a invincible team. So and again, I know that it's a different generation. Not everyone's consumed the games from the past like I have, but the tension and the pressure that goes not only on the manager but the players, and then on top of that, the fans was incredible. And there's a reason why it's never been done again. So I give tremendous props to the Invincibles, and that's the nearest thing to perfection in terms of like a team's performance, barring you know like more dominant games versus draws. But I don't hold it against Arsenal the way many rival fans do, because I know how scummy, I know how grimy some of these rival teams were when it came down to what you mentioned earlier, the business end of the season. Like teams were doing anything and anything that they could to not let a team in the EPL go undefeated.
Right.
So I know I'm in the minority with regards to that, because I give tremendous props for that, because the mental stress, there's we've seen defending champs, right? You've seen teams that have been defending champs get the best game from rivals. Everyone thinks it's their Champions League or their Super Bowl, whatever, World Series, whatever you want to call it. They're giving their best shot against this team. Now imagine when you've now made it to the new year, Arsenal are still undefeated, Arsenal are still top of the league, and every team, all they want to do, all they want to do is get a scummy 1 point, get a scummy goal, and then try to hold off the win. Like that's what Arsenal is facing. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to be part of that record. I can tell you that.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And so, yes, and you're gonna
It's
have. Go ahead. Sorry.
the teams didn't want it, and the referees didn't want it either.
Oh
So
my gosh. Imagine VAR back then.
yeah, right. They'd still get away with what they
Oh.
did. It's United at Old
Oh
Trafford.
my
No, they
gosh.
still would have got away with it.
Insane. Insane.
It was
Um,
that game the 50th game of the unbeaten streak was at Old Trafford against United. It was probably the worst referee game I've seen, and I've seen games this year which were just a joke. That was probably the worst referee game in the history of the EPL. If you haven't seen it, go search it on YouTube and you can watch the highlights. It's
oh,
gross.
I've
It's
seen it.
absolutely gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely gross.
If you want to talk about agendas,
And that's what I'm saying. And then that referee that ref that game is the head of the referees association now. So you can only imagine why we're still getting screwed by VAR and referees. But anyway, that's a different topic.
fair enough.